to exercise their franchise. To our greatest disappointment, materials were not delivered to any of the polling points that's within the ward. And but most unfortunately, the committee headed by a sitting governor, that is the most disappointing aspect of it, came out in the middle of the night to announce in a live broadcast on Facebook results. They sat down to write, to concoct, and then wanting us to accept it as a result of an election, or for us to say that there was an election. It is just not about me. It's not about us. It's about those who follow us. It's about APC as a party. It's about Anambra State as a state. All right? So no elections took place within the Anambra State as it affects the APC and the proposed primaries. So that's why we said, come and do the primaries, because you have not done the primaries. And it is only when you have done the primaries that you can have result, that somebody can be elected. Somebody who has the confidence of Anambra State people, somebody the party members want to represent them, because you, who is going to be elected, is a representative of a people. It's not about you this time around, it's about the people. But sad enough, very shamefully.
Many had predicted that this time around, this would be the time of APC in Anambra State. And with the outcome of what has happened, and are you still optimistic that APC?
No. We're very worried. And we raised it in our press conference when we spoke. We're very, very worried. All right? We're very, very worried that we may even not have a candidate at all if we keep doing what we are doing, because the rules must be followed. These are guidelines we made by ourselves, for ourselves. It's not any external thing. We set down rules as a party. There are operational guidelines. APC, this is not the first election APC is conducting. So the operational guidelines set out by us, accepted by us. And then in the course of implementing it, we refuse to do that. And then we are looking for who to blame. The important thing here is that we want primaries to be conducted in Anambra State. We want an opportunity provided for people of Anambra State of APC extraction to choose who will fly the party's flag, who will represent them and their interests. So we're not asking for too much. So we are now gambling with our chance. We're gambling with our chance.
So far, so good. What's been like the body language of the extraordinary caretaker committee?
I've not seen them to see their body language, but the truth about it is that we have raised petitions, we've raised issues, we've brought it to public domain, and I expect they should do the right thing. They should do the right thing, because they know the risk of not doing the right thing, because we are going to endanger the party in the state.
I want to assume that this issue will be resolved.
Yeah.
And as a popular candidate, I want to assume you will win, because you have a whole lot of supporters behind you.
Yeah.
What will you bring to the table if you get that shot?
There's quite a lot, like I said even before we started the campaign, that might come into the race and winning the election, that I will change the narrative in Anambra State. You see, there's one fundamental flaw which I've observed. I'm sure some other people may have seen it. There's a major disconnect between the governed and the government in Anambra State. And that's why I keep saying that my first assignment is to do everything humanly possible to restore the confidence of the people in their government, to get them to be part of what is happening, to get them to understand that government is their own. You have to win back their confidence. And you can only do this by when they look at your antecedent, when they look at who you are, when they look at the process that threw you up, when they look at your promises to them, and they look at your track record, whether you're a promise keeper or you're just one who makes promises. These are issues. So when they see that there is sincerity of purpose in your vision, in your action, then when they key into the government, a lot of work will be solved. I agree infrastructural development is very strong, because not only does it help building the economy, It also provides the enabling environment for industry to grow. But at the same time also, human capital development for me is key. All right, so you need to get the people to understand who they are. You need to get them to key into government. You need to win their confidence so that we can now grow from there. When I say change the narrative, there's quite a lot of things the governments of the past, including this of the present, have done that I will not do like them. I have a way of, I would like to look at them from different perspectives. Because Anambra State, from history, is a lot of potentials. A lot of potentials, be they human, be they material, whatever form you look at it, we have quite a lot of potentials. Therefore, what government needs to do is to build on this opportunity, create the enabling environment, encourage them, support them, open up ways, and for them to develop their potentials and then grow. Having said that, we also look at the issue of infrastructure. There's quite a lot of deficiency. Previous governments have not been able to do much in providing sustainable infrastructure within the state. Because when you build infrastructure, one thing is to build a road and in 2 months or 3 months, the road goes bad. Okay, it's not sustainable. You need to do what I call serious work to make sure that the infrastructure and development that you undertake will be that has impact on the lives of the people and the economy. And in doing this, you have to do a very holistic survey of the state, looking at the areas of strength and areas of weakness. Areas of strength, you build them up to be stronger. Areas of weakness, you encourage them to pull them up to get at par with the areas of strength. Then we have a lot of agricultural potentials which we have to explore. For me, there's quite a lot of things to do. We have to work there. We also look at the issue of our health sector. There's quite a lot to do. And then our educational curricula. Like I've always said, education is key, because you need to create an environment or a system that encourages people to know who they are. Okay, because when you educate a mind, you have taken care of the society. When you get people educated, but like I've always said, that if there's anything I would like to do, I would like to look at the educational curricula to change it. I am not a sucker for certificated education. Oh, he has BSc, he has MSc, and they are not employable. So what has happened to the technical colleges? I ask this question quite often. What has happened to them? Why can't we lay emphasis on them? If, for example, today, if you want to do good tile work in your house, they say, let's look for that Cotonou man, let's look for that man from Togo, or that man from Ghana, he's very good. Okay, why can't they say, let them look for that man from Ayamelum, or that man from Newi? Why not? Why shouldn't we say that? This is because we have not laid emphasis on our practical education. We need to de-emphasize certificate education, because a lot of our young men and women who have potentials carry certificates and they're not employable. Some of them are not employable. All right? So what you need to do is to create an enabling environment for these people to grow, for them to understand who they are. We help them so they can develop skills that they can employ people when they leave school. I remember, let me just use one incident to emphasize this particular point. I think it was sometime in February. A young man came into my office. I came home to Newi for the weekend. In the course of all this, I running around campaigning. So a young man came, said it was from the Nnamdi Azikiwe University in Awka. He asked for audience. I granted him audience. He came in. He said that he has come to appeal to me to make me a dress. That he wants to take my measurement to make me a dress. I said, are you a tailor? He said, yes, but that he's a second-year student in Nnamdi Azikiwe University. I was excited. All right, I stood up, I asked him, okay, do me a dress. He measured me, went home. About 1 week, he brought me 2 beautiful dresses. I mean beautiful. I fitted them perfect. I was very excited. What I now did was to call my friends. Within a matter of 4 or 5 days, he has gotten orders from at least 11 people that I know that I introduced him to. And now he's a big boy. He will tell you that he's doing very well. Now, while he's still in the university, he has a shop now in Awka where he makes dresses. He has employed some tailors who are working with him. So what he does now, go to school, in the evening he comes back to his office, while in school some people are running his office, and he's growing on daily basis. So what he has done now is to create employment himself without even waiting for him to be employed. Yes, he's going to get his certificate, yes. But then what is wrong with us training our kids, our young men and women to have skills that they can rely on? The agricultural sector, for example, has the capacity to engage all our young graduates, if properly harnessed. But you must deal with people who are trained in that regard and their interest. So, but now it's about going to university, getting certificate, and joining the queue of unemployed graduates. And that I don't think is very good. So our educational sector needs to be rejigged. We need to look at it critically because it is important. Yes, I agree. As you train them, you prepare them. Our education now should be focused in such a manner that at the end, what's your plan? At the end of your 4 years in the university, for example, or 5 years, if you're not taking a professional course like being a doctor or being a lawyer, or that may, in quote, have employment quickly. But even these days, doctors are unemployed, lawyers are unemployed, engineers are unemployed. So we must look at how do we marry these two. How do we get everybody involved? How do we now grow this sector to a point where the young men and women we are training will now be independent? So there's quite a lot to do in a state like Anambra. But majorly, you have to restore the confidence of the people in government. You have to create an enabling environment for the people, the Anambra people, to thrive. Because there are people I know, I'm Anambra, where people who want to succeed, who want to face challenges and surmount it. So what you need to do as a government is to bring them to understand your vision, bring them to know who you are, place the challenges on the table, create an enabling environment, and everybody will move.
Sir, research, I think I've seen a research before, says that the Southeast has the best apprenticeship system in the world.
Yeah.
Which over the years, from...
Yes. In fact, if you look at those statistics properly, and look in this, because it's a school system. That on its own too is a school system. It may not be certificated in the sense that it's not Harvard, neither is it Anambra University or UNN or Ibadan. Yes, no, it may not be, but it's a training process where people are groomed and prepared. And if you check history now, you find out that a lot of people who have passed through that process succeeded. A lot of them succeeded. And the reason is very simple. They succeeded because they were taught and they agreed to learn. So these are the issues. As a government, I would like to support it. Because I've seen it work. Even in my family, there are some beneficiaries.
Okay, I'll go back to the elections,
yes.
The governorship primaries. How many candidates now are unanimous on this position?
We were 14 that participated that planned to participate in the election, let me say. And then the first press conference we had, 11 of us were in attendance and addressed it. And I think everybody's in agreement. It's not about number now. It's about what really happened. And the agreement is very simple. What is uniting everybody is the agreement that injustice was served. And we are saying, no, we will not accept it. Do the right thing. And do the right thing is easier and simpler. Look at all the process and the problems we are going through. Everybody's running up and down. If we did the primary on Saturday, it's a one-day thing, and it would have been over. By Sunday morning, the candidate would have emerged. You would have seen all